Ellie and Endo Episode 6, The Supply Snatchers of Insulin Cove. Ellie and Ser Endo followed the coastal path, the sea breeze cooling their faces. Insulin Cove lay ahead, a fishing village nestled by the water, its port a crucial lifeline for medical supplies.
"Let's rest here tonight,"
Endo said, scanning the horizon.
"Tomorrow we take the coastal road through Insulin Cove."
Ellie nodded, though her mind raced.
Do you think I'm ready for the squire trials?
Endo chuckled.
"You faced hypertrolls, stigma snakes, and the hypohydra. A few trials will be nothing."
As they made camp, the night seemed peaceful, until the supply snatchers struck. Tiny, nimble creatures with glowing eyes skittered into their packs, snatching Ellie's insulin and hypo bag before disappearing into the darkness. Ellie woke with a start, a feeling of unease settling in her chest. She checked her things. Her bag was rummaged through, supplies scattered. Her hypo bag was missing.
Oh no!
She gasped. Endo bolted awake.
"What's wrong?"
Endo asked, scanning the campsite.
My supplies! They're gone! Hogs is gone too!
Endo's expression darkened.
"Supply Snatchers, they've taken him."
Ellie's heart pounded.
Snatched?
Endo placed a steadying hand on her shoulder.
"Stay calm. Stress will raise your levels. First, we head to Insulin Cove Pharmacy for emergency supplies."
Insulin Cove was in pandemonium. Villagers ran through the streets, shouting about stolen insulin and empty supply bags. The pharmacist rushed up to them.
"It's the Supply Snatchers!"
She cried.
"They've taken everything! Insulin, glucose, syringes. There's nothing left."
Ellie swallowed hard. The thought of being without supplies made her feel vulnerable. Endo gave Ellie a reassuring look.
"Stay here and help. Look for signs of DKA, extreme thirst, vomiting, confusion. I'll find the snatchers before they cause more harm."
As Endo turned toward the docks, he commented,
"Oh, and watch out for carb crabs and sugar gulls. They'll spike your levels."
Ellie groaned.
Great. No pressure at all.
Following a trail of claw marks and scattered supplies, Endo tracked the snatchers to a hidden cove behind the harbor. A rotting ship rocked against a makeshift dock, its hold packed with stolen medical goods. Two figures stood on deck, high and low, infamous henchmen of the Supply Syndicate. At their feet scurried their dire minis, Spike, a hypernome bouncing erratically, and Sink, a sluggish hypo-hippo moving with deceptive speed.
"Ah, well,
Sneered High, arms crossed, her long orange hair blowing in the sea breeze.
looks like the healthcare knights want their precious supplies back."
Endo's grip tightened on his sword.
"You're endangering lives. Stealing someone's hypo bag could kill them."
Low giggled.
"Always so serious."
High smirked.
"Snatchers. Snatch him."
A swarm of supply snatchers poured from the shadows. The snatchers lunged at Endo. He charged forward, knocking them aside with calculated strikes. His sword glinted as he carved a path through their ranks, but the sheer number of them slowed his progress. On deck, High and Low panicked.
"Get the ship moving."
High shrieked. As they scrambled to cast off, Endo spotted a familiar snout poking from a crate.
"Hogs!"
The DiaPort tumbled onto the sand, dazed. Endo turned back toward shore, but before he could reach Hogs, the snatchers swarmed, their tiny claws grabbing at the hedgehog. High and Low cackled as their ship drifted out of the cove.
"Better luck next time, old man."
Gritting his teeth, Endo barreled into the supply snatchers, shielding Hogs. The relentless attacks chipped away at his stamina, forcing him to his knees. A sudden blue light blazed from the cliffside. The snatchers froze, entranced. The light floated downward, then drifted around the bend of the cove. In unison, the snatchers scurried after it, abandoning the fight. Endo gasped for breath as a figure in a dark robe descended onto the sand.
"Those snatchers will be following that light for hours,"
said the mage. Endo exhaled, recognizing the man.
"Pharmacist Thorn, I am glad to see you."
Thorn nodded.
"The villagers are safe. Medics are distributing what little we had left. Your squire did well."
Endo sheathed his sword, glancing at the retreating ship.
"This wasn't just some random theft. High and Low work for the Supply Syndicate. They're hoarding supplies to drive up prices."
Thorn's eyes darkened.
"Shall we pursue them?"
Endo shook his head.
"They're heading to DiaPort. Let's regroup at HCP HQ. This was just the beginning."